how have you been thinking, whether as somebody who has raised capital, but now maybe someone who's thinking of being the person who offers capital, about creating that alignment in that relationship?
You got to go on a few dates. You got to get to know them, because a business relationship is more complicated than marriage and harder to get out of. And so, and usually more expensive. But I use that kind of in jest, but it's very much you got to uncover some things about who they are as much as you can. And I would say, almost with a few outliers, almost 100% of the time, you need to bet on the jockey. I'll give you an example. When we had Cypher, the tech company, mobile marketing software application, we were going for our seed round. First bit of money that was coming from the outside in, and it was a $1.25 million seed round, if my memory serves me correctly. We had a lead investor that was taking on a huge chunk of that. I met with him on a regular basis. Every Monday, we had a standing meeting, was a mentor, advisor, wanted to be our lead investor, believed in what we were doing, had expertise in the field. And he asked, right before we were about to make capital calls, he asked, Dawson, I got one question for you this morning. We're about to make the capital call. You're about to raise the money. We're about to go through the process and bring in all the follow-on investors. I'm going to give you X amount of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have a question. Knowing what you know now about your business and about this startup and about this world, would you rather go with the plan that you have or start from scratch with the same amount of money and do it all over again? And I was like, that's a really good question. He goes, all right, well, I'm out. And I was like, whoa, what? He goes, I'm out. I'm not interested in investing at this time. And I was like, wait, hold on. What? He goes, well, let me be really clear. I believe in you. And if you believe in your plan, you wouldn't question it, even when asked that question. I needed to know that you had all your eggs in that basket and that you had absolutely no doubt that you were going to move forward with this plan and that my money was going to go to good use. He goes, and for that, he goes, I think that you've got a good idea. I think that you can figure it out. If you're not as confident as I am, then I can't give you my money. And he goes, and you're about to have the worst 2 weeks of your life, because you're about to have to lay everybody off, which is what my recommendation is you lay everybody off, dissolve the company or restructure it, and either decide to go do it again or set it on the shelf. And I was like, dang. And he was right. The hardest 2 weeks of my life. I've had some rough 2-week spells, but that one was the toughest. And still feel terrible, because there were some people that left really good paying jobs to come join us, and they had been there for 3 weeks. And I was like, we're shutting the whole thing down. And so it was really hard, but it showed me it wasn't about the money. It was about, I need to know that you're confident in your plan. And so betting on that jockey of going, hey, regardless of what horse you get to ride, are you confident you can win? Hey, I'll run it on my own 2 feet and win this race. That's how confident I am in me. That kind of confidence is good, as long as it doesn't turn into narcissistic arrogance. And so that's where you got to get to know somebody. So, but it's that betting on the jockey and getting to know them